Hi everyone, welcome to week 13 of English 97. We are completely done with new essay assignments, so that is exciting. Go ahead and give yourself a round of applause for all of the hard work so far. So this week we are going to be starting our end of semester portfolios, which we'll talk about in a bit more detail here. You do have one last kind of new writing assignment, but I think it'll be a good sort of stopping point for us with these portfolios. So let's go ahead and get started. I do want to just remind you of the schedule we've got for the rest of the semester. So we are in week 13, starting this week. April 24th is actually my birthday. Very exciting. Anyway, so this week you've got some readings to do. Then our her writing focus is going to be on self-reflection and revision. Next week, we are going to draft your cover letters for the portfolio. We've also got the pre-writing for that this week. Week 15, you'll have your cover letter final draft due. And then in week 16, that's when your final portfolios are due. So your portfolios are due May 11th. That is a hard and fast deadline. I do not accept any late submissions. They have to be turned in by May 11th. They have to be. But I think we're going to be in a good place for that. So I'm really not worried about you guys scrambling at the end. So just be aware that this is our end of semester plan. Then during finals week, we don't have an exam. There isn't any, the portfolio is your final. So as long as you turn that in, you'll hear from me during finals week. We'll set up a time to meet, and then I'll let you know whether you pass the portfolio and kind of what happens next. But those are going to be individual. All right, so this week we're talking about portfolios. I want to remind you all, to pass English 97, you must turn in a portfolio. This is clearly stated in our syllabus. The portfolio is the final exam. If you skip the final exam, you don't pass the class. The portfolio has two parts, a cover letter and two revised essays of your choice. So a cover letter is something that sometimes you'll submit when you apply to a job. A cover letter is essentially explaining what else is coming with your application. So if you write a cover letter for a job, it would go with your resume. Well, for your portfolio, it's going to be a cover letter and then your two essays. You're going to choose two essays from our four that you're going to include in your portfolio. The essays you include are your choice, all right? You want to choose two different essays. I like to encourage students to choose different styles if you can, or different tones, kind of just to show a range. Or you can pick the ones that you feel like you did the best at. Not the ones that you liked the best, but the ones that you feel shows your best writing, if that makes sense. So if essay 2 was your favorite topic, but you felt like you didn't write about it that well, then don't choose that one. All right, so you want to choose something that shows the most growth for you as a writer. Okay, so this week in our cover letter pre-writing, you'll have a space to tell me which essays you've chosen and then what you want to do to revise those. All right, so the assignments we got for this week, you're going to submit your first portfolio essay to Swick's Online Writing Lab. This is really simple, excuse me, but you're going to pick one of your essays that you want to include in your portfolio. What you're going to do is you're going to submit it to our online writing lab, and then a peer tutor at the writing lab is going to give you some feedback, and then they're going to send it back to you so that you can revise it before the final portfolio is due. You've also got discussion board 13 due Thursday, and then cover letter pre-writing is going to be due this coming Sunday. So I'll go over the cover letter a little more in a moment, but the first thing I wanted to talk about is submitting both of your portfolio essays to the online writing lab. So the online writing lab is a way for our Success Center at either Belleville, Granite, or Redbud to give feedback on student writing without you having to be physically there in person. I think it's a great tool for writing students. So when you go on eStorm, there's a button that's labeled Quick Links, kind of down to the right-hand side. When you click on that, you'll see a list of quick links here, and the link that you're looking for is the one that says Success Center OWL. All right, it's got a little owl by it. And that stands for Online Writing Lab. That will bring you to this page here that kind of explains what the online writing lab is. And then what you want to do is you want to click on submit a writing assignment. All right, so this is what you're going to do first. You're going to go to quick links and then Success Center OWL, and then you're going to go to submit a writing assignment. Once you've done that, you'll get to a page that looks like this. It's pretty straightforward. You're just going to fill in this form with the information for whatever essay you're sending them. So you could give it a name, essay 3 from English 97. You're going to choose the course it's assigned to, and then you're going to enter my name. This is really important because this is how I know that you submitted it, so I can give you points for it. All right, here you're going to describe the assignment. So you could just say, this is one of the essays I want to include in my final portfolio for English 97. Then you're going to ask them 3 specific questions about your writing. So this can be like, am I clear in what I'm trying to say? Do I have any big grammar mistakes? And is there any way I can improve my conclusion? Pretty simple, but that's going to depend on the assignment and you. And then finally, you're going to copy and paste your assignment here. So a couple things. You want to make sure that you use the keyboard shortcuts to copy and paste. So you want to highlight everything in your document, wherever it's at, and then you're going to hold down Control, it's in the bottom left corner of your screen, and then tap the C button to copy. Then you're going to go over, click in this box right here when you want to paste, you're going to click there, and then you're going to hold down Control and then V. This is the keyboard shortcut for like right-clicking and copy and pasting. But if that copy and paste doesn't work, try the keyboard shortcuts. All right, so first thing you want to do is get this assignment, this essay submitted, and what's going to happen is next week I'll remind you to check the submission and you'll get some feedback. You'll be able to revise your essay. So it's essentially like getting feedback from me, but a little more detailed. All right, so let's talk about your cover letter assignment. The cover letter is essentially 1 to 2 pages that introduces your portfolio. So there's an assignment sheet under our week 13 folder, under the cover letter folder, and then week 13. So the assignment says, this final assignment in English 97 will help us achieve the following goal for our course. Be able to articulate writing choices, strategies, growth, strengths, and weaknesses in order to become more successful writers. That's the goal of the cover letter. So for the end of semester portfolio, you need a way to introduce your writing to the English department and give a description of the work you've completed so far. The cover letter is your way. This letter will be our final writing assignment outside of preparing that final portfolio. So your letter should be a formal, polished description of your writing this semester, your strengths and weaknesses as a writer, and what you hope to continue working on. It should also describe the essays you've chosen and how you've revised them. Remember that your audience is the English department faculty at SWIC. What can you use to show us that you are ready for English 101? Finer points here. 2 pages, just about. It's a letter to the writing committee. So you can start it by literally saying, Dear Writing Committee. You're going to discuss you as a writer, how you've changed, and then the essays you've chosen and how you revise them. So our pre-writing is going to really help you do that. It's got 3 different parts: you as a writer, your writing, and then your conclusion. Sort of how are you going to end this with, this is why I'm ready for English 101. And in all honesty, given how our class has gone so far, I am fully confident that each of you are ready for English 101, okay? It's just you that needs to believe it and you that needs to convince the rest of the committee that you are. But I believe it, and if you do, they will, okay? So the pre-writing, your discussion board, and turning in an essay to the online writing lab are the assignments we've got for this week. So now that you've kind of got a bit of an overview of what that's going to look like, go ahead and get started, and I will talk to you soon.